This is a photo of the recreation yard of the Calaveras County Jail. This was used by all of the inmates. This was for women, children, and adult correction facility inmates. This was the original corridor to the women's holding facility right off of the rec yard that we were just looking at. Expansion was done off of this corridor, which was the M-wing expansion for high security inmates. This is where the inmates that did the work throughout the area and were given more privileges. It is also the location of the last and most recent escape by 2 inmates. This is where the majority of the inmates were housed in group settings. A typical cell unit which was designed to house 4 inmates and frequently housed 6 to 8. And another photo of the general population area for the day sitting area where they would be served and eat their meals. So what we're seeing here is the actual original structure and was one of the last portions to be demolished. This was the where the building originally started and where the entire sheriff's department and jail was housed. So they were very cramped as their department started to grow. You can see the amount of rebar that is within the walls of this place. Very, very few escapes ever occurred out of this facility. We estimated that over 15 miles of rebar were in walls, ceilings, and floors. These are all the jail cell bars that he's pulling out right now from one of the max security areas. This portion here, they have what I call the Hulk hand, crushing the big cement pieces, getting the rebar out. That's what he's doing right now, is breaking up the cement with that hand. This is what's the very little bit that actually went to the landfill is this pile right here. Everything else in the building was recycled, whether it be through road base or through metal recycling. So this was all part of the 911 dispatch addition in the 90s, and it was all out of conventional materials that are not recyclable. Your normal 2x4 stud, plaster, and those kind of things. Maybe 6 or 8 dump trucks full of material was all that went to the landfill. Good morning. My name is Patrick Martin. I'm the Facilities and Grounds Manager here at Calaveras County. I've been asked to take you on a tour of the Facilities Department's latest project, part of Operation Beautification, and the name is Rejuvenation. It is a culmination of about 2.5 years of hard work in between the normal day-to-day duties of the facility staff, and brings together history from the county dating back to the 1800s with repurposed material that we've gathered up from 50 years of campus life. So I have a lot of features here to show you today, and we're really excited. It is a lot of hard work from a very talented group of people that are going to leave a legacy of our history in a beautiful way for everyone to enjoy. So I want you to join us and enjoy. All right, well, here we are. This is Rejuvenation. Rejuvenation came about as part of a project that I initiated when I first got here, Operation Beautification. We did a nice pergola area up front. We were fortunate enough to get tree mortality wood from CAL FIRE's Tree Mortality Task Force. We had some material that was left over from that big project, so we started thinking of ideas for reclaiming this weeds area that wasn't being utilized. And after a lot of good ideas from a lot of creative minds, we decided that some type of a water feature would be nice, bridge. And as we started looking around and finding other things, the project just started to blossom. So wanted to walk you through and just point out some things that are very unique about the project and where those materials actually came from and how well they came together to tie this into really a snapshot of the history of Calaveras County. So starting out here on the bridge, of course, when we thought of a bridge, we talked about a small walking bridge. It turned into something quite different. So the handrails were from a car accident downtown, and they are from the turn of the century. And we were able to gather those and incorporate them into the project. The beams that are used on the bridge are all the Tree Mortality Task Force. The rails, or the back rails, are jail bars, or actually cell doors from the demolition of the old jail. Posts are from surplus road maintenance material. The poles that hold up our awnings were surplus laying around. So we'll work our way up to the top, and love to show you in bloom how wonderful the project is looking. So we picked tropicals. I've had a lot of people help me out between our wholesale vendor, the garden club, and we've picked a variety of tropical plants that we really think will thrive in our environment. We're in full bloom. 3 weeks after opening, the cannas are coming into color. It's just absolutely fabulous. We have a waterfall feature that we'll get to in a second that's really the culmination of a lot of good ideas. But we have the lazy river that goes down and recirculates up from underneath of the bridge. It's a waterless feature, so when the project is turned off, it dries up. We have no waste of water. Everything's pond lined and recirculating. So from a aspect of environmentally friendly, it's a fabulous use of the area. So a couple of other features. All of the rock that we have, the boulders throughout the project, were unearthed when they did the excavation for the new jail. So they were in a big pile. We gathered them up and brought them down and painstakingly put them in place by hand, one at a time. The tree, the bench that you see behind me, and then all of the tables that we've got throughout, we had a iconic redwood that is part of our county emblem that had died on the other end of campus, so it had to be removed, and we opted to get a chainsaw mill and slab the tree up, and then we were able to bring it back to life for a little bit more time for everybody's enjoyment. They just turned out beautiful with the live edges. I think the guys just really outdid themselves on that. So when we start working our way up, the fruitless bananas are just going to be magnificent. We've got canna of different varieties, palms. Like I said, the lazy river, it's just the sound alone is just really soothing. So all of the stone that we've got down here on the ground we had left over from our upper project, so it was repurposed down here. Working our way up, we'll see the real feature, which is the 6-foot operable water wheel with floating weirs. This is an engineering masterpiece. So it's going to take a few minutes to walk you through all of the components and everything we've got going on here to truly understand how creative the facility staff was on this one. So all of the wood that you see is tree mortality wood that they machined, beat, burned, and made look authentic and old. All of the bars are from the cells within the old jail that was demoed last year. The circular stairs on either side, this staircase came out of the interior of the building going to the mechanical roof. It's just gorgeous and would have been demoed and taken away to recycling. We cut it in half and have pumped water to the top so that it cascades down into the trough. We have a ship anchor chain that we ran across from old war surplus. Floating weirs are held up by rods that were holding up the ag barn from the 1800s. All of the mechanisms within the wheel itself, the brackets, the spokes, and the turns of the wheel were all made by the guys in-house, as well as the brackets that hold on everything here. So this whole area was just one big fall off going downhill. So we didn't have equipment, nor did we want to tear everything up. So we had to work with the topography of this area. So that's where the idea came in, to bring in the rocks so that we could negotiate all of the drops and falls and give a usable ADA accessible area for everybody to enjoy. So we have a floating weir system into the operable wheel. We have the chain that comes down. We have 2 waterfalls on either side, all go into the holding pit here. Water's pushed up from the bottom pit that overflows this pit, which starts the river, and then separate pumps push all of the water up to these locations here. All of the pumps are low electrical use, and all of the water is reclaimed, and we lose very little to evaporation in a day, so it's very environmentally friendly, but more importantly, it's beautiful, and it's going to be here for a long time. It's a hot new wedding venue. We just love to see people out enjoying it. Lunchtime, get here early because tables fill up fast. So I think I'll work you up around, and we'll start back on the other side and go down towards the turn of the century jail. I'm really hoping that this encourages everyone watching to come down and visit. It's really worth the effort and the time to see. And if you are here, you just work your way right up and around to the original beautification project, the Grand Pergola. So don't miss that one as well. But here we are at the upper end, coming back down. We have our cannas and our elephant ear. Hibiscus is in bloom. Wanted to point out the magnificent job the guys did on this table. It was an old picnic table. We loved the solid base to it, but the boards were old and tired, so they stripped the boards down, slabbed up a beautiful bench, have put it out here for enjoyment. Sitting benches here for just a stop and relax. So river goes, it just flows really nice. So we're working our way down to the center main entrance of the project. Wanted something that was unique, and this project has a lot of unique. So we figured a trellis with wisteria growing over it. Now wisteria tears up everything, so we needed something stout and sturdy. Well, what better use of a lumber rack from an old public works truck that we took, cut, modified, and made into a trellis. So one would not really notice and go, wow, that is a truck rack. So we reused everything we could get our hands on that made sense. So soon we'll have the wisteria growing up and around, and soon to come will be the sign that indicates the project name of Rejuvenation, the art of repurposing. So there are still a few things that we need to add, but we needed a break. It was a long haul to get here, so we're just sitting back watching it bloom and watching everybody enjoy it. So we'll work down and take a look at the last few features that are worthy of notice. We've got our lower holding basin. You can hear the water very soothing. Our giant birds of paradise are coming in nicely. And the last couple of really nice key features that are worthy of noting is our turn-of-the-century jail facade. Purpose for it was, everybody, well, what's the purpose? Well, the whole area is intended to grow up and be closed off in a real private, concealed garden. So this allowed us an opportunity to close off the area. The material used, we have from the ag barn demolition. We have jail bars here, our wanted posters. So it's real novel. It's a cool addition and a good way to use up the old material we had and kind of tie everything in. And I think my personal favorite is the strong table. The guys had two very beautiful slabs left from the tree, 4 inches thick, and they came up with the idea to join them together, splice them. They've put Calaveras strong together, done a bar top varnish. It's just a stunning, one-of-a-kind table that really says a lot for all of the struggles we've gone through as a county, Butte fires, pandemics, and we have always come out strong together. And this project kind of ties together decades of this campus and the struggles and the victories, and it's something very nice that we're going to have for a long time to come. So I really encourage you to come down and see it. It's magnificent. We are pleased to present it to the county, and I think the facilities department of this county has never been better. These guys are incredibly talented. So thank you for visiting, and I hope you can come and see it for yourself. This year we have a special event that we would love to dedicate at the same time. The project we call Rejuvenation. The facilities department has done a tremendous job and worked incredibly hard on this project, and we are really excited to turn it over to all of the people who work and visit this campus, and we hope you enjoy it for years to come. We've seen a lot of weddings already, so after today, please enjoy, get out of the office. Pandemic is over. Enjoy it. Thank you. In good facilities fashion, we are cutting the red danger flag today. All right?
Patrick, I want to thank you and the facilities crew. You've done a tremendous job here. There's some actual feats of engineering here. You look around, I was like, how's that beam carrying that chain right now? But these guys have made a vision come together and incorporated a lot of their own knowledge into it. So we're all appreciative of what you've done here. The beautification process has moved forward in Calaveras County, and it continues to move forward underneath your lead. And you're able to get your crew to make your vision happen. Thank you, Patrick.
All right, enjoy. Round time.